viewers, Rectangular back with another haul video. This time I'm going to try to speed things up a little bit, group a few figures together. On the left we of course have Winter Soldier, aka Bucky, and this is the red, white, and blue star variant. I already had the red star version and had been looking for this one for a couple months. I had a budget that I wasn't willing to go over. Typically he goes for between $35 and $50 with shipping, so I wanted to stay on the very low end of that, and I was lucky enough to snag this one from Thomas Wiley on the action figure trading community page on Facebook. He's actually one of the admins of that page, and this one came with this sniper rifle that came with the Punisher, which is fine. I already have, all the weapons that came with the original Bucky, and it did come with the spare head, as you can see on the left there. And yeah, he's in really good condition. It's a good figure. The only major complaint is that he doesn't have an ab crunch. He's got that torso flex, but very cool figure. Big fan of Winter Soldier and excited to see Captain America 2, where he's supposed to, it's called the Winter Soldier, so pretty excited to see how that's going to turn out. Then next up, also on Facebook, I got this Spider-Man Classic Sandman, who is not complete, and he does have somewhat loose hip joints. All he came with is the human hands, but primarily I'm going to use him for a custom, actually a couple different customs, and also I had been looking at incomplete Sandman figures. Seems to be a lot of them that are missing the human hands, so I figured if I got this one, if I got another incomplete Sandman, then I would be good to go, have both bases covered. And it's a pretty cool figure. It's also nice to have another villain for my Spider-Man, since I don't have a whole lot. And lastly, we have the DCUC John Stewart figure that I got off of eBay. Not a DC fan or collector, but if you'd seen one of my previous videos, actually my previous haul, I had those head sculpts and had a John Stewart head sculpt. It's always nice when you can have the original paint. I don't think it'd be that challenging to paint that head because the flesh tone is pretty much all one color. The eyes are always very difficult, at least for me. So he was only $9. It was a pretty damn good deal because he, I believe, I want to say he came in a 2-pack, so it was a little bit difficult to find. Actually, no, I don't think that's the case. I think the Build-A-Figure piece that he came with is pretty sought after, so a lot of times he's hard to find for a decent price. So anyway, that is it for these three, and yeah, like if you had seen the head sculpt, I'm going to use that for my Black Panther, so then I'll just have to paint the other one, and then I'll just have a spare. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next item. Next up, from the old days at Toy Biz, we have the Marvel Legends Hulkbuster. I had been looking for this figure for months, and it's not actually that hard to find, but it's hard to find for under $50 with shipping. Everybody talks about how big and heavy this thing is, but I was surprised that it really is not that heavy and really not that big. As comparison, let me grab the new Build-A-Figure Ironmonger, put it next to him, and then I was surprised. He is only a little bit bigger than the Ironmonger. They're pretty much the same size. I mean, obviously the Hulkbuster's bulkier, but I was really surprised that he's only a little bit heavier than the Ironmonger. So just remember that when people want to charge you 2 arms and 2 legs for shipping, that it's really not that big and really not that heavy. I was surprised. I was thinking that this thing was going to be significantly bigger and heavier, but it's only a little bit heavier than this guy. So let's go ahead and get him out of the way. And I got this from a gentleman on Facebook, and I got him for just under $40 with shipping. So it was a good deal, not a fantastic deal, but it was a pretty good deal. And he did come complete with the glider, which I'm not gonna show because I think it's really silly. But there he is with the very ugly Tony Stark head. He looks like Tom Selleck from Magnum P.I. That's the first thing I think of when I see that head in there. But yeah, very cool. I was kind of when I got the egg pieces to do the sculpting on my Ironmonger from the movie line, I started to have some reservations on whether or not I could pull that off. Just for comparison, I'll put him next to it. But yeah, I figured I'm still going to give it a shot and see if I can get this guy customized. And the color is not as close to the original Hulkbuster as I thought it was going to be, but I think it's pretty similar to a lot of the movie figures that I might have him next to. But yeah, also I was kind of concerned about being able to sculpt the armor pieces and everything, and I'm still going to give it a shot because I need the experience. But yeah, you know, it's going to look, I'm pretty much just going to use it for my Hall of Armor. Also, the gimmick on this thing, I'm probably going to have to crack him open and fix that, because you know, if I want to do any kind of A.C.B.A. with it, that's always going to be fighting me. Also, I don't like the leg, the hip joints on this thing are pretty much useless. It's just made for the gimmick where you squeeze the legs together. So that started to really bother me. You know, if I do want to do A.C.B.A. with it, it's pretty limited. So I went ahead and pulled the trigger on this bad boy. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to the last item. Finally, the last item in the haul this week is the amazing Build-A-Figure Giant Man. Now, if you've watched my videos before, you know that I already had a Giant Man that I got off of eBay, and that one cost me, I think it was under $120. I think it was about $110, $115 with shipping. This guy is a little beat up, but I got him from a gentleman on Facebook, and hold on to your hats, he was $40 with shipping. So I was so psyched to get this. Main reason I got a second one, was so that I could keep my nice, well, actually I haven't decided which one I'm going to use for A.C.B.A., but one I'm going to use for A.C.B.A. and probably end up just fixing up this one and keeping him in my permanent Classic Avengers display. So probably the one that is already in my Classic Avengers setup will be the one I'll be using for A.C.B.A. because he's in really good shape. I just need to fix the tip of his nose. It's got a paint chip. This one's got some loose joints and quite a bit of wear and tear to the paint, so it is going to take me a while to fix him up. You can see the waist needs to be touched up there with the white on his costume, and the straps on his chest need to be touched up, and his face is a little bit beat up as well, but yeah, nothing's broken on him, and nothing that I can't fix up with some paint, and I don't know if I'll end up using nail polish or what the best option is to try to tighten up his joints. But yeah, I think the worst part is his ab crunch is a little loose, and I think the hip joints, but the arms and head, and also his I think the main reason I got such a good deal on him is that the feet, the shins, the calves, sorry, the calves are glued in that fixed position there, which actually doesn't bother me at all, because since I'm just going to keep him in my permanent display, I'm just going to have him, standing up in the background, and that's totally fine. I'll probably just keep that the way it is and not try to fix it. But let me see if I can get him a little closer so you can see the touch-up that I'll need to do to his face. There we go. Yeah, not too bad. The back is a little worse for wear too, but yeah, I mean, this guy goes for about $110-120 pretty much consistently. It's very difficult to find him for less than that. If you're lucky, you can find him maybe for like $90 shipped, and probably the best Build-A-Figure that Toy Biz came out with. That whole wave had some really nice figures in it. So this was the peak of Toy Biz, and unfortunately, it probably was caused part of their downfall. I'm trying to see what where the date stamp is on it. 2006. So that was probably the peak of Marvel Legends, and yeah, he's going to be excellent addition. And it's always nice to have a backup of your favorite figure. If we have an earthquake and I'll have some shelves fall down. Hopefully that will never happen, but I do need to find a permanent solution to try to keep him upright, so that because we do have earthquakes here from time to time in Northern California, so I would really hate for my Giant Man to get damaged. So worst case scenario, I've got a backup. Alright, well, hopefully you guys liked the video. Share it with your friends, and I would love to hear back from you, so leave a comment below. And if you haven't subscribed, I hope that you will. Thanks, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.